it's a typical 2020 evening. Just another night of grabbing a snack, sitting down, and mindlessly scrolling around YouTube. The same old lockdown routine we got way too familiar with, right? However, I came across this random what if video that says, what if the earth was shaped like a donut? Kind of a silly thought. But honestly, it got me all curious. After that watch, I had a newfound appreciation for all types of theories. It became my little ritual to grab a tasty snack and binge watch a bunch of these videos. And fast forward a couple of months, and it's still the same old, same old. Until one day, this question popped into my head. Why do we even make theories in the first place? You might be thinking of the usual answer, curiosity, but is it just that? Really? I tossed the question to my friends, and they gave me the usual, you're thinking way too deep. Or, I don't know, just for fun? Those vague answers surprisingly made me even more curious. And the more I dug deep into it, the more that I realized theories are everywhere. I mean, think about it. Having teachers try to see what might come up for the next pop quiz, or why a teacher didn't show up for work today. That's you creating a theory. Even back when I was in sixth grade, this teacher disappeared for a whole week without saying bye. And that one small moment turned into the perfect storm for some serious speculation. I mean, come on, who wouldn't ask, yo, why do you think she's gone? And honestly, the answers they came up with, pure gold. That one kid straight up guessed that she went to see the Seven Wonders, just because she was rich and she liked traveling. And yeah, it was totally hilarious. But we were just sixth graders. But here's the thing, everybody. Theories aren't just some random guesses we throw around. They shape history. Take the germ theory of disease, for example. Explored in many books, like A Companion to the History of American Science, we actually found out that microorganisms can make us sick, which led to huge breakouts in medicine we use every day. Or the casual Einstein's theory of general relativity, which absolutely changed how we see gravity. Not just some random force, but as something way more mind blowing. But here's the catch. That one actually stops to ask why we even make theories and what drives us to do them, which is so sad, as a lot of the times, simple whys can make us change our world. But let's cut it down together. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I make theories, like way past our thinking abilities. So, I'll keep it nice and simple, and I'll talk about how we use theories as coping mechanisms. Yes, you heard me right. But let's take it down a notch and go back to when I was in the final exam season. I was a freshman and I was absolutely stressed since I'm taking science in 3. And to say the least, it was a lot. I kept trying to make sense of everything around me by making scenarios into my head. Okay, Yara, you know what? You got this. This is easy. Or, hey, you know what? I know the teacher's writing exam style. I know this. See what I'm doing? It's an idea in psychology called cognitive coping by Richard S. Lazarus and Susan Folkman. That when we're cornered with stress or anxiety, we make up scenarios into our head to make the chaos feel a little less chaotic. It's like our minds are making an anxiety-free world for us just to take a breath and relax. And when I got really bad marks in my first quizzes, I kept telling myself, you know what, Yara? You got this. It's easy. Just let's start over again. This is the first time you're doing this. But all this about trying to make scenarios can lead us to a branch of cognitive coping, mean making. It's all about trying to make purpose of your traumatic event, putting it into your life frame. Viktor E. Frankl says that when we are feeling sad or having to go through something hard, we make up these purposes to make our perspective be better. So, if someone loses a loved one, they might say, it's fine, they're within God's hands. Or if someone loses their job, they might say, you know what, this is my sign to start my own business. They try to calm down their perspective and make their traumatic event be more something purposeful. But all this leads to attribute theories. Now, don't be frightened by the big term. It's just an idea that we try to find why something happened. Unlike trying to cope with it, we try to find out why. Now, Fritz Heider actually talks about it. The thing is that we are so curious. We try to look for answers all around us, to have a grip on the situation, that we're in control. And let's be real here, us humans are all about control. We spent centuries trying to tame the world around us just to not be taming our own thoughts. That's kind of silly, but that's the truth. So, if you send a friend a funny message and they don't reply, you might say, "Oh God, are they ignoring me?" Or, "You know what? I'm not doing something wrong. It is them," or whatever. You try to find out why when you don't know. But sometimes you will find the truth, but also it might be uncomfortable for you. So you lead to rationalization. Fun fact, rationalization is actually a coping mechanism. Yep, that's right. Seaman Fraud actually discovered that it is a type of coping that we know the answer, but we try to escape from it. We try to blame it on bad luck, ourselves, or maybe the world or other people. So, for example, if someone is struggling in the economy, instead of looking at their own things that they did, they're actually going to blame it on other people. You know what? It's the economy that's bad. Everyone is struggling. Or if someone has a bad reputation, they might say, "You know what? It's the rumors. I'm a good person." Even though they try to do that, it will never go that what they did is wrong. They try to say that maybe, just maybe, they're not the problem and that the world around them is wrong. So, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, maybe theories aren't just some random guesses. They shape our world. They help us go survive it. They help us instinct and they help us to take a grip on the situation, connect with others, and try to find out why and when things happen. So maybe they're not just some random guesses, and maybe they help us survive the world around us. And ladies and gentlemen, now you know.